Hi, my name is Jan. I'm from TeamViewer, responsible for our EMEA business. And today we're going to talk about next generation after-sales support. I've been involved in many projects in that space, in the after-sales space, have seen what customers' challenges are, what customers' vision are with regards to after-sales support processes. And all of that we have combined, all of those experiences combined in today's presentation. And I'm going to talk you through it. So we start with why are we talking about after-sales support? And after-sales support today in our highly connected world is really a key element of any company that is selling products to customers. Why is that? We can see that here there are a few evaluations. More and more customers, 83%, expect an immediate response when in the after-sales support space when they have a problem with the machine or whatever they are using from the supplier. On the other side, also manufacturers are seeing that boosting the customer satisfaction is a key ingredient of their competitiveness and of their success in business. Hence, after-sales support becomes more and ever more important, and it is an area that companies should and need to focus on more and more. Now, at the same time, it's not ideal how it is today. So today, after-sales support often requires physical travel of the expert to the thing, and we're going to look at a typical after-sales support scenario here. So what it all starts with is a thing with a problem. That is typically when after-sales support is needed, and that's typically when companies need to provide it, obviously. Now, we often have experts for the thing, and to show the whole scenario, we also have on-site frontline workers that are working with the thing that has a problem. Now, the expert who knows how to fix it and how to provide after-sales support is typically based at a different location, called it here location B, than where the thing is based, which is here location A. And that obviously leads to travel. So the expert always has to travel to the thing, or we have to ship the thing to the experts to fix it. By far not ideal, as we all know, and especially when we look at the key after-sales challenges, those challenges are really aggravated by traveling, and the more we travel, the worse those challenges get essentially. What are those challenges? You can see it here on the slide. We have labor shortages. It's difficult to become enough skilled labor for whatever you sell, whatever companies manufacture. Also, complexity is more and more increasing every day. Machines are getting connected. It's more tricky. You need to be a deeper expert on a specific thing to really solve problems. So complexity is increasing. At the same time, we are facing, and we have the challenge of rocketing downtime costs. So we have unplanned downtime, and that comes from a study here. Unplanned downtime adds up to an average of 260,000 USD per hour across different industries, which is obviously huge. So that's really per hour. So huge costs. And at the same time, companies are having ever higher sustainability demands, obviously. So you as suppliers potentially, but also customers, you as customers, you are having sustainability demands that you are facing, and that is a challenge. And the more you travel, obviously, the more emissions and the worse it is. And that's also not a good thing. Hence, we need solutions that allow us to travel less and still provide at least the same level of after-sales support, if not better. So if we look at the same scenario again, the thing, the expert, and the on-site technicians, we now are facing, and what we now want to do is to provide after-sales support, but without traveling on-site. Now, how can we do that? Step number one, or option number one that we have, is we can remotely control the thing, be it a machine or any other connected device, remotely accessing it, remotely controlling it, just as if you were on-site. That allows you obviously to not travel on-site, but do something that you would do on-site remotely. So that's option number one we have. Option number two we have is we can equip the existing on-site technicians with on-site workflows, allowing them in a much more seamless way to do the tasks that typically the expert would do. Obviously, that has to be very seamless, very intuitive, so that they can do a job for which typically a significant amount of expert knowledge is required. Option number 3 that exists to provide after-sales support without traveling on-site is to conduct remote support calls between the expert and the on-site technicians and the remote expert, and that should happen in a very, very seamless way, obviously, so that the remote expert sees what is happening on-site and can provide instructions just as if he were on-site. Essentially something like a see what I see application, where the remote expert sees what the on-site technician is seeing. So 3 options. If we look at them in a bit more detail, if we want to have a full comprehensive after-sales solution that enables all 3 remote app options, we are looking at the 3 things to summarize: a remote expert accessing machines and devices remotely across all locations outside of work hours. Experts then can access the machine and fix problems. No need to travel anymore, obviously. That was option number 1 we looked at. Option number 2, the on-site worker are being equipped with workflows that guide them through the process of fixing and solving the problem. Often, as I said it earlier, it has to be very seamless as possible, as intuitive as possible. Leveraging augmented reality, leveraging artificial intelligence to provide those instructions helps a lot by that. And option number 3 we have is the on-site worker being guided within a remote support call by the remote experts. And also here it is super important that the remote expert sees exactly what the on-site technician is doing while he's doing it, and that he can provide very seamless instructions to that on-site technician who is fixing the problem without being the expert. Now, luckily, TeamViewer's after-sales offering supports the full scope of all 3 to provide next-generation after-sales support. So, number 1, remotely accessing the machine. That is a product called TeamViewer Tensor, and we'll talk a bit about a few more details in a second. Option number 2, equipping the on-site workers with workflows that allow them to fix the problem just as if they were experts. That is a solution that we provide with TeamViewer Frontline Inspect. And then option number 3, the remote support call, so providing seamless and live remote support within a call from the remote expert to the on-site technician. That is a solution which we provide called TeamViewer Frontline Assist that does exactly that. Now, in a bit more detail, what are those 3 solutions doing? Starting with TeamViewer Tensor. Remember, the solution that allows the remote expert to access any connected thing, be it a machine, be it a device, anything that is connected. So that's TeamViewer Tensor, allows you to do remote access and control. That's the key feature, obviously. It can be fully secure, so many security mechanisms that we have built in. And it can be attended access, meaning a person needs to be on-site to accept that the remote expert accesses the machine, but it can also be unattended. And we check the IP address or similar things to make sure that only people that are allowed to access it really access the device. Then obviously that is across machines. So it allows you to access any type of machine that you want to access, and there are many more features that come with it, like remote device management and similar. So that's number 1. Number 2, solution number 2, we provide here TeamViewer Frontline Inspect. Remember, that's the solution that allows the on-site technicians to fix a problem just if they were experts. And how is that done? By providing them very seamless and intuitive instructions how to fix the problem. For that, we leverage augmented reality, we leverage artificial intelligence, we leverage stuff like object detection. So you can do that with mobile phones, smartphones. You can also do it with smart glasses. And what we typically do is we detect the object, the machine, the thing that has a problem. And then we provide the instructions live and at the position, what to do at the position where it needs to be done. So there might be an arrow pointing to a button on the machine, which tells the on-site technician, please push that button now. Or other ways that you can think of providing very seamless on-site instructions for the on-site workers. And then option number 3, TeamViewer Frontline Assist. That is the solution that allows you to provide remote support calls from the remote expert to the on-site technician. Similar to Frontline Inspect, runs on all type of devices, mobile phones, tablets, also smart glasses. Depending on the scenario, it's the device of your choice. And also here we have various augmented reality elements, making sure we have various elements how to get into the call, how to enter the call, to receive support. So all of that is provided by TeamViewer Frontline Assist in a very, very intuitive way. So TeamViewer's after-sales solution can not only provide the full and comprehensive scope, but they can also be seamlessly integrated into existing support infrastructures. You see it here on the slide. It's about ticket management systems, for example. The ticket management system is typically the system that orchestrates which of the 3 support solutions are being used. It can be all 3 in parallel, but it can also be just one of those 3, just as the case may be, and as the requirements of the specific situation are. It can be a ticket management system, but it's also integrated into PLM systems, ERP systems, and whatever system is needed and already potentially existing in your support infrastructure to provide a very seamless integration. So all of that is possible. How do we do that? To do those very seamless integration, we leverage very close partnerships that we have. We have strategic partnerships with companies like SAP and Siemens. We also have technology partnerships with Microsoft, Google, Vuzix, Wheelware. Those are partly smart glass manufacturers, mobile devices, but also OSs that we need to access to remotely control machines. Then we have channel partners, and also very importantly, we have global integrators, system integrators that help us and that help you as customers to do the integration, leveraging the APIs of the TeamViewer products and solutions and the APIs of your existing system to really make sure they are closely integrated. And many organizations actually are already using TeamViewer's after-sales support with TeamViewer's platform. We have a couple of examples here on the slide for the different scenarios that we pointed out. As said, some customers are just using one of the 3 options that we offer. Some are using 2, many are using all 3. We have, as an example here, Siemens Healthineers. Siemens Healthineers uses TeamViewer Tensor to remotely access their MRI devices, which opened up a whole new world and a whole new business model, a whole new range of business models for Siemens Healthineers. We have companies like Krones that are using the remote support solution, TeamViewer Assist, TeamViewer Frontline Assist, allowing them to do remote support video calls between them and their customers to seamlessly provide support, see what I see type of support. Then we have many automotive customers. Here we have Audi as an example that are leveraging our TeamViewer Frontline Inspect capabilities. As said, those are workflows. Object detection are often a part of it, but it does not always need to be the very complex thing. It can also be simple workflows that guide the on-site workers in a very, very seamless way through the process. And as pointed out, we have more and more customers. We have Chimbali here as an example that are using the full breadth of our after-sales support offering. So either 2 or 3 of our different solutions and products that we offer in that space to provide a very seamless experience to end customers. As the case may be, they then use it in parallel, or they use the solutions and products standalone. And why do they do it? Obviously because they get a lot of benefit out of it. Here we have listed a few. Krones, for example, has measured significantly reduced downtime. Why is that the case? Because they improved the first-time fix rate of their machine significantly. That means lower downtime. And we saw the costs at the beginning of the presentation that customers are saving by that. So significantly important, a USP essentially, in this case for Krones as a supplier to their customers. Then we see higher efficiency. I mentioned Chimbali, coffee machine maker, 20% increased efficiency that they measured. Also knowledge and knowledge transfer. We talked in the beginning about the challenge of shortage of skilled labor. That obviously means your existing labor, we need to capture their knowledge and make sure that new people joining the company are getting access in a very seamless way to that knowledge. So instant knowledge transfer is super important. We have companies like Ford that have measured significantly and greater knowledge transfer, instant knowledge transfer essentially, by deploying TeamViewer. And then, obviously, carbon emission reduced travel. Essentially, almost all customers that are deploying a remote after-sales support solution are measuring that. Reduced travel requirements, in this case at Bühler Group, leading to 0 emissions for the after-sales support, or at least very significantly reduced emissions in the after-sales support space. And it's not only the benefits, but just to point out, because it's innovative technologies, those benefits are also measured and deployed at scale. So the deployments are not just simple POCs and pilots today, but those deployments are really fully productive at high scale, in many cases at full scale, covering many distributors, having deployed, like Ford, having deployed more than 3,000 smart glasses, for example, as part of their deployment. They have more than 20,000 remote calls measured in year 1 at Ford Motor Company, helping to fix car problems much, much faster than before. And Bühler is supporting more than 1,000 of their technicians with TeamViewer's after-sales support solution. So it's not only the future and next generation after-sales support, it is something that is already done today. And it's not only done today and tried out today, but it's really deployed at scale by customers that have seen the benefits of it. So to wrap up the presentation, what are the key takeaways? Number 1, today's key business challenges demand really next generation after-sales support solutions. We talked about that in the beginning. What are the challenges? And we need to tackle those challenges, specifically the challenge of traveling less to support other challenges that we have and that we're facing as a company. Then it's, from our perspective, super important, if you look at next generation after-sales support solutions, that you look at comprehensive solutions, like the one from TeamViewer, which really provide you all 3 elements of after-sales support, because depending on the specific problem case, it might either be better to remotely access the machine, or to provide on-site technicians with information, or to do a remote support call, and best case you have the choice, and that also best case fully integrated into your own and existing ticket management system. And you should not wait, but really now and today is the perfect time to act and to improve eventually your top and bottom line. Something important to point out, if you are becoming more competitive in the after-sales support space, that leads to higher revenue, so increases and improves your top line. If you are more efficient, that also helps your own costs, and that increases your bottom line due to higher efficiency. So super important to deploy comprehensive after-sales support solutions. And I hope this was valuable. Thanks a lot for your time. Thanks for listening in. For more information on after-sales solution, you can visit teamviewer.com, or you reach out to us, and we are more than happy to talk you through more details of the solution, of the products, and of the benefits that you can achieve from it. Thank you.